Hi, everybody. It's Tamara Kelly from Moogly, and once again, we are live. It is January 21st. I had to check there for a second, 2026. We're still hanging in there. So I hope you are having a great start to your year. Good beginning to your 2026. I know it just seems like things just went off and running again this year. I don't know what it is. Every year I think, oh, January is going to be a nice little slowdown, and somehow it is not. Lots and lots of things happening, and lots of things happening behind the scenes. Got some great things in the works coming up for 2026 a little bit later. We're going to be working with Warm Up America again. I can go ahead and give you a little sneak peek for that. That's it. That's all I've got so far. We're still figuring out the yarn and everything else, but we'll be doing another Warm Up America campaign a little later this year, not as late as usual. So be ready for that. And yeah, just some great things in the works. So let's dive into it. We've already got our first Moogly Crochet Along Square for the year is up courtesy of Jessie at home. Jessie loves to sign up for the first square of the year. I think she's gotten it almost every year. I'd have to go back and double check, but Jessie at home, Jessie, she's a dear, dear friend, one of my best friends, and she, always goes all out for us to help kick off the Moogly Crochet Along. And here is her first block of the year. I believe it's the Archie Argyle square. Here is the front. And here is the back. You can see it's a really nice solid square. From the back, you don't even see all this gorgeous post stitch, that was hard to say, post stitch action happening here on the front. You can see it's got some really long stitches. Now, one thing I think I mentioned in my write-up is if you find that your long posts are too long, you can always eliminate one of the yarn overs. Everybody has a slightly different gauge. But overall, this was a lovely square. I did end up blocking it with both a wet block and with steam, but you can see it's got a great solid look. Great for a blanket. We love that. Lovely, lovely color selections that people have made in the Facebook group already. If you're not on there, if you do Facebook, I understand not everybody does, but if you do Facebook, I definitely recommend checking out the Moogly Crochet Along group. So many squares up already, and if you aren't inspired by my color layout or by Jessie's layout, I'm telling you, you will find one in that group that will inspire you. The color choices, the color layout, how people use their colors, absolutely amazing. And of course, I think this one would look really lovely in a solid color as well. Now, for my yarn this year, what you see right here, I used Brava worsted, which you can get on both We Crochet and Knit Picks. Of course, I go to We Crochet because I typically crochet. And you can see my colors here. And of course, you can see here is one skein each of the colors that I am using. And here is that Brava worsted. Keep pulling these in and out, so now they're starting to get a little messy, but you get the idea. Lovely, lovely stuff. Brava worsted weight yarn. I actually discovered this yarn when making Warm Up America projects last year, and I just fell in love with it. And I thought, gosh, this would be perfect for the crochet along. It's a great, that sort of Aran worsted heavyweight acrylic yarn, 218 yards per skein. Really lovely stuff. Great price point. But in working with We Crochet and Knit Picks on this, they actually have a bigger parent company, Local Crafts. They also do Jimmy Bean's Wool and Barocco and Madeline Tosh and some really fun yarns like that. So this year for the Crochet Along, if you haven't heard, we've opened it up to the designers. They can use Bravo worsted, Swish worsted. I have to look at my list for this. Jimmy Bean's Wool Beanstalk, Barocco Vintage, or Mad Tosh Vintage. So I know we've got some other ones coming up. All of mine are going to be in Bravo worsted, but you'll be able to see a little more variety from the designers this year, which I think will be really fun and just gives you more opportunities to try more new yarns. For me, Bravo worsted 100% acrylic works for my lifestyle. If you're somebody who would enjoy a wool blend, then definitely check out the Mad Tosh Vintage and the Barocco Vintage. Both lovely, lovely yarns. All right, so that is the crochet along so far. Square number 2 will actually come out tomorrow. So that is very exciting. Can't give you any sneak peeks since it's not officially my design, but tomorrow morning, 10 a.m., we will have block number 2. So I'm very excited for that. What else? We have a new pattern set up on Moogly blog. This was part of the 2026 Dishcloth of the Month Crochet Along. Make sure I got that right. Hosted by Umbaka Design and the Stitch and Mommy. And so every month in the year, they both put out a dishcloth design and they invite another designer to join them and put out one as well. So at the end of the year, you'll have 36 brand new dishcloth designs to make. Mine is one of them. I got to do January, which is always fun. And I decided to kind of go above and beyond, and I made a two-piece set with two different sizes because I feel it's kind of like, real life, right? We all like the select size paper towels, right? Where we can get the little ones and have more options. I'm the same way with my washcloth or my dishcloth. Sometimes I want a great big one. Sometimes I just want a little one. And I used let's get this right. Universal Yarn Cotton Supreme Speckles, which is lovely stuff. Excuse me. It's the first time I've gotten to use this yarn, but I really, really enjoyed it. It is a worsted weight, 100% cotton. Let's see, 100 grams, 180 yards per hank. And it is just as soft as can be. This is really, really gorgeous. This, it's not stiff at all. It, it bends nicely over the hook. It has great drape immediately. I fell in love. So I came up with the Speckle Cloud dishcloth set. You can see here's the small size and here's the large size, which I actually made first. And then I thought, you know what? I think I want a slightly smaller one as well. So it's a very, very simple. This is definitely a mindless sort of crochet out your worries project. Sit there and very simple repeats that create these really gentle scallops along the side. Inspired by, of course, the name of the yarn and also just this nice cloud shape that we could get with these scallops. Very, like I say, very, very simple, no edging work. This is a great on the go project. This is a great, you're stressed out and you just need something to keep your hands busy project, make something pretty and practical. And of course, it's great for beginners as well. Somebody brand new. If you're a new crocheter or you're teaching someone to crochet, excuse me, a little bit of a rough voice this morning. If you're teaching someone to crochet or learning to crochet, it's just some really simple increases and decreases here on the sides. So it's great. The one tricky part is there is a foundation single crochet loop here. Now you could just chain a loop if you don't want to do those foundation single crochets, of course, but I think this gives it a nice stretchy sort of solid loop. Again, totally optional. Leave it off if you don't want to loop on your washcloth, but this is my two-piece set, the Speckle dishcloth set, Speckle Cloud dishcloth set. And I think it's really cute and fun. And I got both of these out of one skein of yarn with, a little handful left. I think with that little handful, you'd maybe have just enough to make maybe a little face scrubby size one if you wanted to. So that is up free right now on mooglyblog.com, both the pattern and the video tutorial. So again, even if you're a brand new crocheter, there is a step-by-step video tutorial for this pattern. So, all right, now that all that's out, our big things, let me come back here and check our comments. Hi, everybody. Thanks for tuning in live. See, we've got quite a few people here from the Midwest. I know here in Iowa, it is freezing. 25 degrees today, but I think the feels like is 13, which is actually a warm up for us. It's actually quite a bit warmer than what we've been having lately. It has been just awful freezing lately. And I know it's supposed to get worse this weekend, especially in some southern parts of the country that aren't used to it. So my thoughts are with you. I think we'll all be bundling up together this weekend from what I'm hearing. So hi, everybody. Hi, Maryland and Arizona, Julia and Carlene and Kip and Lucy and Stacy and Sunflower. Thank you so much for joining us today. And Laura and Irene and Kelly, thank you. And thank you for watching later if you're watching later as well. So what else? What else is going on? Let's see. Like I say, January's been busy. A lot of it is planning. We do have some giveaways going on right now. I finally got my copy of Quirky Amigurumi in the mail. The original copy got lost. The company was kind enough to send me another one. So if you ever get a prize from Moogly or you win a prize from Moogly and it doesn't show up, let me know. Things happen, things get lost in the mail. And my original copy of this got lost in the mail, but they were kind enough to send me another one. Thankfully, right before our giveaway does end, so I have a chance to show it off to you guys. So this is Quirky Amigurumi by Alice and Hamilton, and it is super fun. Now, let me open it up for you here. We can actually see inside the book. You can see there are some great big photos in this, some really well detailed ones. We were lucky enough, she was kind enough to give us a pattern to put on mooglyblog.com. So we did get a preview of how she writes her patterns and everything. But now we can see inside the book and look at the size of these photos. I'm immediately impressed. I mean, talk about being able to see what you're doing, right? I think we've all been there, right? Staring at a diagram or something of crochet going, oh my gosh, what is going on? Trying to figure it out. That's fantastic. So you can see lots of really fun patterns in here. Definitely sort of a sea life bent to it. Reginald the Reef Squid. This is the one that has the free pattern up on mooglyblog.com. Of course, it's not laid out quite as pretty on the blog as it is in the book, but you can check that one out on the blog if you want to give these patterns and check out her patterns, give them a try before you get the book. But how fun are these? They're all so soft and squishy looking. Mateo, the manatee. Let's see. Does she list what yarn she uses? It's all just a super bulky chenille yarn. She uses Parfait Chunky by Premier Yarns is the yarn she uses for her projects. So here's a thresher shark, kind of a deep cut. I don't know my sea animals as well as I thought, I guess. But yeah, just lots of really, really fun projects in here. We've got, excuse me, a sunfish as well. And of course, here we get to the cute and creepy ones. I think there's probably a Mothman, I'm guessing is that one, and Cthulhu. I'm not sure of the others. I gotta brush up on my creepy creatures as well as my sea creatures, it would seem. So this is Felix the Flatwoods Monster. That's this guy. How fun is that? Again, I need to brush up on my cryptids, I think. The skeleton, very cute. Lots of really fun projects. So here's the nature ones. Give you another little preview. There in the back. And what else? Is there another section? Let's find out. Yes, and another section of scrumptious snacks. So lots of fun patterns in here. Again, 30 different ones. And the nice thing about these is these are low sew patterns. So not a lot of sewing and assembling in these. So if you're not big on seaming and assembling your amigurumi, definitely check this out. The giveaway is still going on. I think it's maybe got another week on it, if that. But you can go ahead, of course, there's a link in the giveaway if you want to go ahead and purchase your own copy, as well as that free pattern. So you can check it out and see if you like her writing style before you buy. We love that. So thank you to Allison and thank you to the publisher, Page Street Publishing, for sharing that with us. So that giveaway is happening right now for a little bit longer. And then our newest giveaway, just started yesterday, is the Essential Crochet Dictionary. Now, this is one I'm sending out myself. This is one when I went to the Crochet Guild of America retreat this last summer in 2025, everybody got a copy of this book for free who attended, who wanted one. They didn't make you take it if you didn't want it, but you got one if you wanted one. There was a few extras, and because I've got Moogly, they said, "Hey, would you like to take one and do a giveaway?" And I said, "Of course." So finally, I've got through all the other, when I'm working with companies, those take priority, but now we're down to, I get to run one of my own. So we are doing the Essential Crochet Dictionary right here. This is a really interesting book. I will tell you, there are a couple things in here that I don't know if I agree with the way she defines a couple of things. And one thing that I did point out in my review of it is that she writes, this is by Sophie Martin, by the way, who I do not know. I'm sure she's lovely. I just do not know her. But it says decrease. The most common way of doing this is to skip the stitches you'd like to reduce at the end of a row. And I think that can be true in some cases, but I don't know if I would say that's the most common way to do a crochet decrease. I think that kind of specifically refers to what you might do if you were making garments. So I don't know if this is absolutely the best book, I would say, for beginners. I would say if you've got a handle on crochet and you want something that you can just pull out and check your stitches, find some fun stitch patterns, it's definitely great for that. Most of the information I read out there is accurate. I don't know. I guess maybe it's a matter of opinion, we could say, but I do disagree with her description of decreases. But you get an idea of what you can find inside. The size is great. I love the size for throwing in your bag. Um, I love the great big pictures and the step-by-step pictures for the techniques and the stitches themselves. So I think this would be not necessarily a great first stitch dictionary for someone, but it's a fun additional stitch dictionary for someone. If you already know how to crochet and you would like to add it to your collection, I do think it's a fun one for that. I'm going to be honest with you guys. I'm always going to be honest with you guys. But there are some fun patterns in here for sure. So, and it's a giveaway. So if you'd like to enter the giveaway, absolutely. We've got that happening on Moogly Blog right now. One thing I did really like about this book is the index at the back. Very quick and easy look up for the different stitch patterns. You can reference that really quickly. So some good things, some bad things, in my opinion, but just my opinion. And, that's worth what you paid for it, right? So there we go. Let's see. Oh, somebody said we need a Bigfoot. I love that idea. I agree. Bigfoots are fun. How do you sign up for the giveaways? The giveaways on mooglyblog.com are always like on the blog. That's just the easiest way, the one central place to host them. I don't like putting them, some people like to put them on, like do the giveaway on social media. And I usually try to avoid doing that. Not because I don't believe socials are important. What's how we're all seeing each other right now, right? But I don't think it's, fair to say only the people on Instagram get to see this or only the people on YouTube or whatever. So they're always on the blog. So if you go to the blog post that is referenced in this video you're watching right now, or if you're watching live, head on over to mooglyblog.com. There is a post for today about this Crochet and Catch Up Live. It'll have this video embedded in it, as well as links to all the things I'm talking about. So when you click on that link for, say, the Essential Crochet Dictionary or Quirky Amigurumi, it will take you right to the giveaway. You can read all about it. I show more inside, of course, There's a review first, but as you scroll down towards the bottom, there should be a great big form. By King Sumo is the app that I use, and then you just kind of fill out your email address right there because I have to be able to contact the winner. So I'm not trying to steal your information. I'm not trying to email you. I need a way to contact the winner. So I need your email address. So that's what we need for that giveaway. All right. So thank you so much for asking that. All right. What else do we have going on? Speaking of which, I actually literally print out the list that's on the blog post so I can make sure to talk about everything. All right. So we've gone over the new pattern and our essential. We have another giveaway. That is the Furls Venture Leather Hook Roll and Tempest Blue Hooks giveaway. That one is a lot to say, right? But it's so gorgeous. All right. I haven't had a moment of panic. Do you guys ever have a moment of like just complete panic where you're like, wait, is this accurate? And you're like, of course it's accurate. But I've been writing so many blog posts. I had a moment of, wait, is that one live? Yes, it is live. All right, here we go. So this is the Venture Travel Roll. And I've got it filled up with hooks right now. Not hooks from the giveaway, just some other hooks because the hooks from the giveaway I pulled out and started using. Here's the H. I was using it on another project. So this is the Tempest Blue right here. You can see, gorgeous. I've got my H already out because I was actually used it to make these dishcloths. But here is the travel case. So this is the Furls Venture Leather Travel Roll. So you can see I don't even have it together because I've been using it. But it has a strap that goes all the way around it to hold it closed. I'll take that off. You can take this part off too. I would probably take this part off for everyday use. And then inside, let me unroll it here towards the camera. You can see it holds up to 7 Furls hooks. And this is specifically designed to hold like the Furls streamlines, like the Tempest Blue. We're giving away 3 in this giveaway as well, along with this plum hook holder. But it can also hold a variety of other things. It holds pens, it can hold the alpha hooks, any of your little crafty tools. So you can see I've got a bunch of my different hooks in here, some different ones. This is a really beautiful one of the resin ones. Wow, this is hard to do backwards. There we go. Super, super tired. There we go. Let me hold this spout. So they've got lots of really gorgeous hooks. This is one of the newer Party Fiesta. I forget what they called that one. But really gorgeous hooks. This is a great way to store them. You can see it's got a flap. The bottom half, you can see there is elasticized, so it does fit the different sizes really well. This way. There we go. And like I say, I would probably go ahead and take this little tag off. It's getting in the way, but for now I have it on there. We've got a zipper compartment up here, great for stitch markers, yarn needles, whatever other little tools you want to stick in there. And then, of course, the whole thing rolls up. And then you put the strap around it. And it is ready to go. And you are going to look so fancy, right? When you stroll into your yarn store with this, holding your hooks and needles or whatever else you want to put in there. Again, backwards and heels. There we go. All right, there we go. So that is the Venture Leather Travel Hook Pouch. Probably got some of those words out of order, but you get the idea. By Furls in Plum. We're giving away one of these as well as 3 of the Tempest Blue hooks in the most popular sizes. Mine are all in different projects right now, but you get the idea. These are the streamlines. There's the Venture Travel Pouch, and they are all gorgeous. I'm a huge, huge fan Like I say, the reason I don't have the hooks to show you is because they all walked away with other projects. Love these hooks. They have a really great feel. They're 100% aluminum. The case is 100% real leather. Um, I recommend you enter that giveaway. So that's happening on Moogly Blog right now. So thank you to Furls for sponsoring that as well. The party purple hook. Yes, the party hook. The party fiesta is just so fun. Yes. So lots of fun there. Hi, Marianne. Thanks for joining us. Somebody asked, what county am I from? I'm from the USA and grew up in Illinois. I'm currently living in Scott County in Iowa, so in the US. I'm not sure if you meant county or country, but I'll go ahead and tell you. I'm in Scott County. All right, let's see. What else do we have going on? The Clover giveaway. Can't forget about that. We have a Clover giveaway going as well. Great time to enter giveaways on Moogly. Now, I am shipping this one out myself as well. And here we have 3 Clover tools. I talked about these quite a bit more in our last live. You can see there is a Wonder Knitter. This is great for making I-cord. I always say the colors on this with the sparkles and everything, it looks like a kid's toy, but this is for adults as well. You can make some really, really fun stuff with this. So don't let the glitter and the pink fool you. And then we have a tassel maker as well. This is a large size, great for making tassels in a variety of sizes, actually. And then we have a set of pom-pom makers. And this is the larger, not the largest set. I think it's the second largest set they have. The 2.5 inch and the 3 3/8 inch. Again, my favorite way to make pom-poms. I'll go ahead and say it. I've tried a lot of different ones out there and they're all very fun. But at the end of the day, especially if I'm making a bunch, this is the pom-pom maker I want to use. So we're giving away all 3 of those to one lucky winner as well. And of course, those are great for both crocheters and knitters and crafters. You don't even have to do crocheting or knitting. You can just enjoy, making things with yarn. Excuse me. All right, just checking the comments. Thank you guys. Thanks so much for sticking with us. All right. So what else? I'm looking down my list. Couple more things. One thing before I get to my classes and our little sneak peek, one thing I really wanted to let you guys know about is Go Satie. Now, you've probably heard me mention Go Satie quite a few times, actually, over the past couple years here and there. How to even describe it? It's a brand new website or app. And it is started by a crocheter, Michelle Costa, who started Stitch and Hustle and the Stitch Up events. And she wanted a place that made it easy for designers to get their patterns out and easier for makers to keep their patterns organized and keep themselves organized and really create more functionality than was currently available. And I will tell you, I've been using it now for about 2 years as a designer, and I love it. It makes my life so much easier. It's allowed me to put my patterns up on Etsy and just get them out more easily, get everything more organized, which I always struggle with. I've got 730 plus patterns now, so keeping all that organized can be really difficult. And getting things up on Etsy, which people have been asking for, it was really intimidating. So Go Sadie, as a designer, Go Sadie made that easy for me. Now, coming back around, but what does that do for you as a maker, right? The makers are opening up officially, I believe, next week at VKL, Vogue Knitting Live. Go Sadie is going to be there and it's going to officially open up for everybody. But there is, I think, maybe 1 or 2 more days that you can get in on the wait list. And when you sign up for the wait list, you get 3 months free as opposed to 1 month free once it goes live. So now is the time to go ahead, even though it's not officially open yet. You do want to go ahead, go to gosadie.com or go more specifically, please go to the link in my blog post and go through that. Go there and sign up for the wait list. That way they'll know you came from me. Sign up for that wait list and then you'll get more when you do get in. So what do you get once you get in? It's going to help you keep your works in progress far more organized. It's going to give you a lot more options in terms of what you want to be public or not public. A big one, you can use it from your phone. And we all know a lot of those other sites aren't available to use from your phone. You can use it from your phone. Not only can you browse from your phone, favorite, fan things from your phone, fan designers, fan patterns, add patterns to your queue. You can also update your project as you go from your phone. So let's say you're, out and about working on something, you're at that local yarn store, you're in your yarn crochet group, and you've finished something or you need to take a picture of it and you want to update your file, your work in progress file on GoSatie, you can do that right from your phone. You can take a picture, upload it, take a note, mark it whether or not you want the note to be public to everybody else, or if you want it to be a private note just for you. And if you are like me, somebody who also loves Ravelry, it's all integrated. They have been working for years now behind the scenes to get integrated fully with Ravelry. So if you update one thing on GoSatie, it updates on Ravelry. When you update your Ravelry, you can update your GoSatie, and it goes back and forth. So you don't have to pick one or the other. This is more of an extension for those who really want to dive in and show off their makes and jump into a new community. That's another thing. In addition to just helping you, get your yarn life more organized and discover new designers and new patterns, they're also going to be doing a lot of events, both online and in person. And when you join GoSatie, of course, you get kind of first crack at a lot of those things and first notification. So I genuinely, I'm not being paid to say this. I do have an affiliate link. It is an affiliate link in my blog post, but I genuinely am such a huge fan of the site. Like I say, I've been using it behind the scenes now for I've been an alpha tester for a couple years. I really ramped up in January of last year, and it has, yeah, I'm on the site every day. We'll put it that way. Absolutely. Big fan. Definitely check it out. I think you're really going to like what you see. And there's, all different tiers and things. You can check it out. Like I said, sign up for the wait list now so you can check it out for 3 months for free. If you decide to do it after the wait list is over, you still get a month free to check it out, see what you think. So definitely do check that out. I definitely recommend it. And I will be putting up a blog post about it here right at the end of the month once they are live on Moogly, showing more pictures and describing it and things. But if you want to jump on early, I recommend it. I remember when Ravelry first started, you had to have an invitation to join, and I luckily managed to finagle my way into an invitation somehow. But for a long time, you could have somewhere on Ravelry, and it might still be there. I don't know where to look. You could see like the number you were when you signed up. And I don't think GoSatie is doing that. But the point is, it's just so fun to get in sort of early on something, right? And be like, oh, well, I've been on there since the beginning. So now is your chance. Definitely check it out. GOSADI.com. Like I say, I've got a link for it in the blog post today. Definitely check that out. I cannot recommend it enough. So that is all I'm going to say about that for now. But let me tell you about some of the other things that are going on. I am going to be teaching a Crochet Guild of America class on mosaic crochet, both overlay and inset, and that is next week, January 29th. Well, I guess it'd be a little more than next week. So yeah, the 29th, however that works, whatever today is, the 21st. So in 8 days. And yeah, that'd be next week. So January 29th is 6 to 8 p.m. Central Time. I will be teaching that. That is an online class. Today is the last day, I believe, to sign up. It's a little confusing. Their website says Wednesday, the 22nd. So it's either today or tomorrow, but you'll want to go sign up today to make sure. And of course, we need enough people to make that happen. We're almost there. So a couple more signups and we'll be able to make that happen. And then this summer, June 17th through the 21st, I will be available in person. I will be teaching at Jimmy Bean's Wool Biggest Little Giveaway. Very excited to be going back. I didn't go last year, maybe not the year before, but I've been there a couple years in the past. I'm excited. It's my turn. I get to come again. It is a super fun event. Wonderful in person, very luxurious at the Peppermill Resort there in Reno. Lovely, lovely time. If you know Jimmy Bean's Wool, you know they put on a premier event. Absolutely gorgeous. So I think all that's left today, since we are at almost the half-hour mark, is to show you my progress, my work in progress. So I've been working on this shawl since the beginning of the year, but I really wanted to take my time with it and make it great. And sometimes I have to set it aside to do other things like crochet along squares. So it is still happening. I am still on my second ball of Katya. Let me put a stitch marker in here before I'm about to lose my stitch I was on. Because, of course, I finished this very sleepily. There we go. So here we have it. This is the shawl that I'm hoping to do a crochet along with here in the next couple of months, as soon as I've got it all ready. I finally finished the main body of the shawl here. You can see right there. Starts out, we came way down to this tail, so it is slightly asymmetric. And now I am working on the border right there. And I've been playing with this border for days, trying to get just the right one. And I think this is the one I like. So I don't know. What do you think? What do you guys think? Does it look terrible? Am I staring at it too long? I think it's pretty. I think this is a good border for this. I think along the top, maybe keep it just a little simpler, but I don't know. I really enjoy this. I really went back and forth so hard on whether or not to even do a border because I just love the way the color changes with this yarn. It really is in the yarn itself where all the color changes are happening. You can see right there. I'm on my second and currently last ball of it. So I don't have a full ball to show you, but it's that one right there. Concept by Katya, 4-ply, symmetric, socks, and more illusion. Long name, lovely yarn. I've got it linked, I think. Yes, I've got it linked in today's blog post as well. I used 2 skeins, so you can see I'm still on the second one, doing the border now. I always like to have a little extra at the end because everybody's gauge is a little different. But I think it turned out really pretty, and it's a bit of a stitch sampler. Each one of those special sections has a different stitch pattern in it. So yes. Oh, you guys, borders, yes. Okay, good. It's good to have some feedback because, like I say, sometimes you're just too close to the project. There's another one of those hooks. You can see, like I said, they're actually with projects right now being used. So lots and lots of fun things in the works. And I have another project as well that will definitely be coming out either this month or next month. I'm trying to decide. I think I might put it out next week. It's a little early, but I think I'll put it out next week. New pattern coming out in a new yarn from Bernat. So we'll have more about that later. That's all I can say about that one for now. Let's see. I think that is everything on our list. We got the crochet along square, the Speckle Cloud dishcloth set, our giveaways. We've got 4 giveaways going on right now. I gave you a little sneak peek. We talked a little bit about Go Satie. And yeah, lots and lots of good things. One other thing, I will be at Stitch Up Chicago. Here it is, right here. Like, where is this pile of stuff? And it's literally right next to me. One other thing I did want to show you guys. It's really cool. And I don't have a link for it, but I just realized that. I'm going to take a note. Talk about live, right? I'm going to take a note to add a link to this product because it is so cool. One of the sponsors, one other thing I am doing this spring is the Stitch Up Chicago event in March. And I didn't talk about that today because the tickets are sold out. That said, if you do want to go to Stitch Up Chicago future events, I do recommend you sign up for that email list because they sell out fast and they do have an email list on the site. But one of the things, one of the sponsors of Stitch Up Chicago sent me is this really cool new tool from Twice Sheared Sheep. Do I remember exactly what it's called? No. It is called the Stitch Scout Multi-Tool. Here's the package. This is so unique. I have never quite seen anything quite like this before. So you can see it's wood and even smells like wood. So here is the neat thing. Okay, let me start just pulling this open here. This part slides out. Here we have, this is going to be your little gauge square. So you can see it measures 1 inch or 2 centimeter, 2.45, I think is the centimeters for 1 inch. So you can put that over your project. Let me pull up something here. So there we go. So you can put that over your project to see your gauge. Along the sides, we have hook measures. You can see what size your hook is. Love that. Okay. Then we come down to the rest. Pull up this part. I'm going to try and do it without dumping stuff out since I'm holding it sort of upright here. Pull up this one. Here you can see you've got blades for cutting. So it's kind of a built-in scissor for cutting your yarn. Right up here, I'm going to turn this here. This, I'm going to get my hand behind it. This is 1 inch. This is your wraps per inch tool. So you can wrap your yarn around there and see what the wraps per inch are. This is great when you've got a yarn and you don't know whether it's a worsted or a sport or a fingering. Wraps per inch, you can use that to tell you that information. Now, slide that out of the way. Over here, we pull this back, and you can see there is storage in here. So they've already got a yarn needle in there and a small hook. There's the yarn needle, and there's the hook. So this is sort of like more of a knitting dropped stitch type hook, but still very handy. And when I put these in here, this right here is magnetic. So as you're actually stitching, sitting there, it's going to hold your needle right where you want it. Now, there, of course, is extra room in here, so you can throw in your stitch markers, other small notions, needle caps, whatever you need. We slide this back over, and there's a magnet. Let me pull it over, open again. There's a magnet there, so that helps kind of snap that into place a little bit. And then we close this part, and then we close that part. And then, of course, there's the little notch here to hold it with, little, whatchamacallit, a doodad. Do you want to hang it on something? But that's not all. At the other end, look at this. How amazing is that, right? The button is right on the back. There it goes. So it's even got a built-in measuring tape. How fun is this? Twice Sheared Sheep Stitch Scout Multi-Tool. There's the name of it. I will definitely be going back and adding a link to it in today's post because I just got this box, and how cool is this? I've never seen anything quite like it. And they are one of the big sponsors for Stitch Up Chicago this year. So I wanted to give them a little extra shout out because I'm excited. I think that's a really neat tool. I think it's going to do really well. I hope it will. All right. So let's see. Oh, Kat, you remember using a wooden thread and spool for 3 nails? Yes, that's exactly. It's kind of what this is. It's got a couple other little cool functions to it. But yeah, it's essentially that. The neat thing is it's got 2 different, whatchamacallit, wheels with different numbers of pegs. So it is kind of a neat tool, but yes, it's like anything else, knitting, tale is old of time, right? Let's see. So thank you guys. I'm glad you guys like the border. I like that one too. And yes, I love a reverse single crochet. I will tell you this, Kat, if you love the crab stitch and reverse single crochet, I recommend you check out my video on YouTube for the twisted single crochet. I think you'll like that one a lot as well. Oh, and I'm so glad you're working on the Bayside tee too. Thank you so much. Yes, like I say, I don't have the link up right this second, but as soon as I get off this live, I'm going to head over to my computer and put a link to that tool in today's blog post as well, because that was just too cool not to show off. All right, I think we're done for today. I want to thank you guys so much for joining me. It's so good to see you. I'm so grateful that you are here with me live or watching later. Either way, I'm grateful you're here. Thank you for being part of my day. And I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day and rest of the month. I will be back right here with another live in 2 weeks. And of course, lots of fun things happening on Moogly in the meantime. So I'll talk to you later. Bye, everybody.